Oh, hello everybody. It's Laurel here. Just popping on to show a quick video of a project that I just learned about. It was on Split Coast Stampers, and it was made by Joanna Jameson. So I want to thank her for her creativity and the wonderful instructions. So we're going to try and put this together. It's a split top box, so basically it opens in the center and it is attached. Um, and it's big enough that you could put in a few cards or maybe a small gift. And with Mother's Day coming, I just thought it might be, a nice something different in the packaging. You can decorate it however you want. Um, so to start off with, we do the base of the box first, and your cardstock is going to be 8.5. So this is 8.5 by 7.25. And then very simply, what you're going to do is you're going to score at 1.5 inches on all four sides. And I'm the type, I like to get all my scoring out of the way, and my cutting and scoring out of the way. So this is going to be the box base, and this will be our first piece. The next two pieces are going to be the split of the lid that's going to meet and split in the center. So this needs to be 7 3/8 by 4 1/4, and you need two of them. So 7 3/8, yep, by 4 1/4. And then all you're going to do is you're going to score at 1.5 on three sides. Let's get this out of our way. Okay, so that's one. So let's do the second one. Okay, so all of our scoring is done. We've got two sides of the box that's basically going to meet in the middle, and we have our base. So we can take our scoreboard out of the way, and we'll keep our bone photo around. But the first thing we want to do is we want to cut, and we'll start with the base. You want to just cut up. So you want to cut up to that score line, and I always just cut on the inside. And then another trick that was recommended is to make this a little tab. So you just want to kind of, she calls these relief cuts. You know, that little tapered cut that we like to do. And I noticed that she did them on all sides of the tab. Kind of makes it tuck in a little bit better. So we're just going to do the other side. Make sure you're cutting on the tab side. Okay, so that's the bottom box. You're going to do the same thing with the lids, only it's two cuts on either side. There's that guy. Hey. Okay, so we've got all the tabs cut. I think I did take some off the outsides. This looks like it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And that's fine. So I'm just going to get these going. Ugh. I love this mat, but everything sticks to it. Okay, almost there. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to flip this over and you want to crease your score lines. And I just take my time, do all sides. Give it a nice mark, nice crease. Okay, and then it's been suggested that wet glue is the kind of the best way to do it. So I've got some oh my goodness, some Scotch quick dry adhesive, and you're just going to fold that up to make the box. I just want to make sure it's nice and even. Hold it there for a second. And then you can do the other side. Okay, and again, corner to corner. And so I have the tabs on the interior, right? It just needs a little glue. Let's stick it out. So I just kind of press. Okay, so then the other thing that I wanted to do is we're going to work on one side. I'll let that dry. That's the bottom of the box. I wanted to work on a little decorative element here. So we've got, this is actually the side of the box. So we want to measure in a ½ inch from each score line and draw a line. So ½ inch here, and give us a little dot. And then we're going to turn it. And we're going to do a ½ inch here. And then we're going to connect the dots. But because you've got so many pieces, it's important to go through and actually measure them before you cut them. Okay, so then once again, ½ inch. This way we want it. No. We want to go Yep, 1/2 inch. Just took me a minute to find my bearing. 1/2 inch. Connect the dots. Okay, and we want to mirror that on the other one. So I find it's a little bit helpful to kind of come down and just kind of set these side by side, and that gives you the one measurement because you want it to start and stop in the same place. And get that right up next to it. So there's your one, and then all you have to do is come a 1/2 inch from this score mark in 2 spots. Okay, and then all you're going to do, well, I'm going to double check this before I crease it up. Yeah, that's actually right. I had another little mark there, and it seems like it's my eraser. Okay, and then the last bit is going to be from here to here. Okay, so now we've got all these marks. Now can you, if you don't feel as though you can cut them straight with a pair of scissors, just grab your trimmer and line up the lines, which, because I want it to be really straight, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just trying to make sure it's right on my guide there. Okay, so it takes off like a tiny bit extra, but I think that's okay. Again, this is just decorative. But I think it adds a really nice element to the box. Hey Sandy. Hi Dixie. Hey, hi Liz, not sure if I said hello or not. Come on. Okay. So now you got 2 pieces of the lid, and then very simply what you're going to do is crease it and glue it just like we did the last one. So we're going to crease it first. Okay, and since we're doing both, I'm just going to crease this one too. And give us a nice crease. Okay, so now you've got 2 pieces of your box. Okay, so now all you're going to do is glue this up. We're making a split top box, Sandy. And the way it's going, I may make another one. So give yourself some wet glue. And then you just kind of put that together. You want to line up your corners. Yeah. Okay. So there's one side of it. Then we're going to quickly do this one. Okay, so this goes together. And this goes together. And you just kind of, with the wet glue, you need to hold it just for an extra second. And then there's the other side. So this is how the box opens, this way. And then you get this kind of detail on the side. So let me clear the decks and show you. So it fits like this and like this. And then you can put a decorative element there. And then you get the side view. And we are going to hinge it so that it opens this way and it remains attached. Make sense? And then we can decorate it. It just gives it a little bit of a different type of opening, which I thought was really pretty cool, actually. No, I did not use a die. I hand did it. And you can too. So now I'm just looking for, you need some ribbon for your hinge, because it's a little more flexible. And I'm looking, you need like a piece of ribbon that's, about an inch wide. And I don't always have those. I always have everything else in between. So I'm just taking a minute. I'm trying to record. Yes, I am. We'll see if it sticks. I haven't had the tremendous good luck with that. So it's pretty simple. You can do another one, but I gotta find this ribbon before I move on. Sorry, guys. Let me see if that's not quite wide enough. You just need, I would say, a piece of ribbon that coordinates with your project. That's a good 1 inch wide. Or 3/8 or something of that nature. And of course, it's always in the last place that you look. I can't get this back in. Alright, let's see. I've organized a lot of things in my room, but the ribbon, I will say the everyday ribbon, leaves something to be desired. Alright, we're almost there. I always have dark colors. Why can't I just have white? Navy blue. Oh, shoot. What's this? It's like the wrong size. Again, the wrong size. Well, this may become a make it work situation. I mean, also, you'd like something a little bit wider than this. I think this is about a 1/2 inch. So, I'll check one more place before I totally give up. And I have some purple. Alright, we're just going to use this because this is the right width. Okay, sorry girls. So what you want is 2 pieces of ribbon that are the exact width of your box, which should be 4 1/4. Okay, so you want to prep this in advance if you can. I'm going to do it a tiny bit smaller. Whoop, of course, falls. Everything falls. Okay. And then I'm flipping the box over just to make it easier on myself. And then I've got my satin ribbon here. And satin-faced ribbon is probably the best. And the reason that you want it to be about 1 inch wide is because we're going to be placing it from here to here. And you want to give yourself a little bit of extra. So you want to kind of do it as straight as you can. If you're going to want to put several pieces of your strong adhesive tape on the back of your ribbon. You know, if you have one that's the right width, that helps. I do not, so I'm just going to put 3 pieces. And then I'm going to trim it up again to try and make sure it's as straight as it possibly can be. Okay, so we've got 3. I've just got some white liner tape on there. I'm going to press it down really well into that. And then just because it's bugging me and it's fraying a little bit, I'm just going to give it another cut just to get that straight edge. Even it out if I can. Okay, so then you've got 2 pieces. Now, no one's really going to see this, but again, it kind of bothers me. So then very carefully, you're going to try and get that tape to release, leaving the adhesive, and burnishing does help. Okay, so we've got the adhesive on this, and this is going to go, so I'm working upside down now. You're just going to try and center this between the box lid and the bottom of the box. And just kind of smooth it out like so. And then we're going to do it again on the other side. Okay, same thing, just line it up, try and make it square with the other one, center it. You might have to push that lid in a little bit, that's okay. I just kind of stick the middle and then spread it and then over. And the reason that I like, you could use paper, but this is going to last a little bit longer because the ribbon is more flexible. So if you flip it over, that's how your box opens and stays attached. So you can go on and layer this with papers. You can put, I mean, I've seen some beautiful things done with you know, spellbinders. You're going to attach it to 1/2, so when the recipient opens it. But that's that detail that we cut up on the side. Kind of gives it a little bit of extra oomph. What do you think? That's a pretty cool box, isn't it? And your interior dimension is going to be, it's 5.5 by 4.5. So I mean, you could just get a card in there. I mean, it might be a little, you might have to cut it back just a little bit. So that's the idea. And then you can just go ahead and you can, you know, just cut layering papers for everything. And I thought that was a very unique idea. And it's pretty simple. So I'm going to, I can make another one with you. I will just choose a different color of paper if you like. Very simple measurements. And it's 3 pieces of paper and some glue. So thank you, Joanne Jameson. I love that. That's a really good twist. Oh, we're trying to record. Okay. Whoa. Sorry. I wanted the lavender paper, and I don't know where it is. Hang on a second. I mean, that'll be fine. All right, so you need two pieces of cardstock that are 8.5 by 11. I happen to be using Grape Fusion, which is a Fun Stampers Journey color. If you like, and this one was Sweet Pear. It's kind of like a light green. I always think this is Martha's Happy Green. But so very little cutting and scoring, but it does take a minute. So you want to start with a piece that is 8.5 by 7.25. So if you have an 8.5 by 11, pretty easily done. Oh, I don't have any room ever. Ever, never. I always work in 12 inches of space. Okay. So that was 8.5 by 7.25. So we're going to use the width of the paper and cut that down to 7.25. Okay. And we're going to put that on the side because I like to do all my cutting and then all my scoring. So then 2 pieces for the lid needs to be 7 3/8. Okay, 7 3/8, and you're going to turn it, and it's going to be 4 1/4 times 2, so 4 1/4. So there's one, and here comes your other one, if I can get it in there. Okay, you got a little bit of scrap, but not too bad. Okay, everybody with me? Everybody with me? So I'm going to go over it again. So your bottom of your box piece is going to be 8 1/2 by 7 1/4. So 8 1/2 by 7 1/4. And then you're going to have 2 pieces that are 7 3/8 by 4 1/4. Okay? So everybody got all 3? So then this is pretty simple. There's only one little twist. Okay, so we got the base piece on the scoreboard. We're going to go 1 1/2. We're going to score it 1 1/2 on all 4 sides. 1 1/2 and turn. 1 1/2 and turn. 1 1/2 and turn. And 1 1/2 and turn. Okay, done with that guy. Put him on the side. Now, I always put, when I'm doing this, I put the 2 pieces on here together just so I can get an idea of what I'm doing, not because I score them simultaneously or anything. But you want the wide piece. You want to envision, you're going to score this on 3 sides, right? You're going to do the 2 short sides and 1 long side. So the interior piece, where it's not going to be scored, that's where it's going to meet. I hope that makes sense. So you're going to go 1 1/2, 1 1/2, and 1 1/2. So you kind of got like a U going on. Does that make sense? I know it's so hard to see. Doesn't matter what color I do it in. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other piece. So 1 1/2, turn it, 1 1/2. So the 2 shorts and the 1 long, and 1 1/2. Okay, that's all you're scoring. Okay, sometimes when I explain things I just wonder. So I'm going back to the base now here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up to the score line. And then I'm going to notch out on the tab, on both sides of that tab. Just going to give yourself a little extra. Seemed to be fine with the last time. Okay, so that's one side. This, oh, forgot that one looks like. Okay. Then I'm going to do the other one. Eileen, I have a flamingo stamp. Notch out. Always notch out on your tab. Sometimes I forget and I do the other side. Okay, and then do the other side as well. Alright, so that's your base. That's getting ready to go. I'm going to pick up these little pieces here. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing with the box top, but you're only going to do these two. So same process, cut up on the line, then notch it out on the tab. Only doing that two times, but you are doing both sides of that tab. I find that that's helpful. Okay, clean it up. Right? And then do the other one. Okay, so before we get to folding, I kind of like that V detail that I'm going to hold up the green box and show you. And it's pretty simple to get. You just have to put in another line. So to get this, see this is V? So that's the lid pieces. So what you want to do is hold it so like that the tabs are on your left when you're looking at it. So you want to come in a 1/2 inch from that score line and a 1/2 inch from that score line and draw a line and connect it. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you want to measure. I know we hate measuring, but sometimes you have to. So I'm just putting my Timmy ruler right on that score line, close to the top, and I'm coming up with a 1/2. And then I'm coming over here and I'm putting the 1/2 inch mark right on that score line and I'm marking it as a 1/2. Make sense? Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here, 1/2 and 1/2. Then all you're doing is connecting the dots. You want to connect that to that. Oh, see, I missed it. That to that. And that to that. Okay? Now, what you can do to cheat is you can put your other lid right next to it, and you're going to come away with the corresponding measurement, right? So you're going to put a dot there, and you're going to put a dot there, and then all you need to do is come over here, 1/2 inch, measure, get this one out of your way, 1/2 inch, measure, and then you're just going to connect those dots. But that lines your angles up, so that way it'll look correct on the box. Do you know what I mean? Okay, and then what I do is I just punch this right back on the trimmer. I'm just going to take those off before I do any gluing. So right back on the trimmer, pick your line, line it up, I think that detail does kind of sets it off, you know what I mean? Okay, so that's what you now are going to have. And then I'm just going to do the other one quickly. What's going on here? And one more. Okay. And you want to measure it because that way, you know, it should come together the right way. All right, so we've got all of our pieces. We're all cut. Now all we have to do is fold and glue, and we should be in good shape. So all you want to do is you want to fold over on your score lines and give yourself a nice good crease. Okay, you gotta go all the way around. Okay, and then what I do is I'm going to take care of this gluing. So wet glue seems to be a bit easier. Come on. Give yourself a little bit. One side. Just put together your corners and lift that into place. And just you need to hold it there for a second. I always kind of check. Looks like I got one side and not the other. Alright, that's a bit better. So hold that. And then go on and do the other side. So lift that. And then just tie your corners in. You just, like I say, you just want to hold it for a minute till it grabs. And this side wants to be a pain in my rear. Come on now. Alright. Pretty good. Yeah, alright. Got it going in the right direction. So we're going to put that on the side, allow it to dry. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to crease on our sides, or our lid, if you will. We're gonna, I'm just creasing them all at the same time. Thank you. And then, okay, so now all you want to do is you want to build each side of the box. So we've got some more tabs here, a little more glue. So it's important just to meet up those sides. And then we're going to do the other one. Okay, so that's one side of your lid. Okay, now let's do the other one. I'm working upside down, but that's all right. Helps me line it up a bit easier. Okay, so we're going to do 2. Okay, so I tend to like to put this together upside down and backwards, so that's the lid, yeah, and then you're going to put this on the inside. Make sure it's on the inside so you can see. If I can get it in the light, there you go. There it is. They're fast to make, the basic structure, but then you can decide how you want to do it, right? So, okay, so this is the top. So now the last piece that we need to do is we need to attach our ribbon for our hinge so it's all cool like this. Yeah? So this needs to be about, 4 inches long. So yeah. Give or take. Satin ribbon, it needs to be, at least an inch wide, or 3/8 or however it comes. You need 2 pieces. Oh, I got one extra there. And the reason that you want to do this ribbon and not paper is the ribbon is more forgiving, and the paper, it's going to wear out. It's just a matter of time. So if you're doing this for a gift, it'll just help. Wrong thing. It'll just help you make it last a bit longer. Sock monkey. I love sock monkeys. Okay. So 3 pieces of my white liner tape across seem to do the trick. I want the shiny side out just because the tape seems to grab a bit better to the not dull side but the woven side of my ribbon. Okay, so we got that going on. I'm just going to give this a good burnish. I think everybody has the instruction, the stuff to make this too. So that's another reason why I like this project. So we want to make sure your ribbon's not fraying. If it is, just kind of give it a little trim there. And then separate the backer. Carefully. And then this, I'm going to turn it so I can work on it. But you might have to push this in a little bit. That's okay. And you're just going to kind of split the difference, right? You're going to put this on the halfway mark, half on the bottom, hold in your lid, and half on the top. So it looks like that, and it moves like that. So then you can just put it back. Do the other side. And we'll go over it again, Julia. Let me just get this on there real quick. That's pretty simple. Okay. So turn this. Again, half and half. Oh, this one's a shade long. Okay. It's kind of easier if you put on the top piece and then hold in the side. You know, put it on the bottom and then hold in the side. And then this is what you get. Let me just get this out the way. Oh, now it's sticking to everything. Okay, so then when you go, so this is the side view. I don't know if you can see it, but they're cut up in a V, and that's very easy to do. And so it opens this way. So you could put your decoration on, you know, glue it on half, and so forth. So that's kind of the, here's another one. Cool project, huh? Okay, so to answer Julia's question, so the base card is 8.5 by 7.25, scored at 1.5 on all 4 sides. The lid pieces, you need 2 of them, are 7 3/8 by 4.25, and they're scored at 1.5 on 3 sides. And then you just need to notch it out, glue it, attach the ribbon. The ribbon should be about 4 inches long, and it'll attach it to the bottom pretty easily. And then decorate as you will. The interior measurement of the box, I think I gave that before, but I'll just, is 4.5 by 5.5. So, you know, you could, if you're doing 4 by 5 cards, you could fit them in there, and it's deep enough. But it's not going to fit the envelope. So it's kind of like a nice note card. So I need to probably decorate one for my mother for Mother's Day. So I'm just kind of going to go around. I was going to find some coordinating paper and layer it, and then probably get some kind of a doily cut out with something. But it's pretty cool because it just opens, you know. And I might wind up doing another one just because it would be easier to layer the pieces, but so we'll see. So thanks, Joanne Jameson, Split Coast Stampers, great idea. I love it, and hopefully you'll go give her some love. She has a great tutorial on Split Coast. That's where I got the idea. So I'm going to stop the recording just so I can continue talking with you guys while we do this, and then maybe it will save. I'm going to press my luck today.